everyone, it's James.
And Stephanie, and we are in Forest City, Iowa today at Winnebago Factory in their model shop.
All right, we've got super secret skunk works kind of RV stuff going on here, so we're pretty excited to be in here.
Yep, we've got the Travato 59K.
This is unit number 2.
Yes, how lucky are we to see this?
Right.
Second one.
And we've got Russ and Chris here to help show us this unit, so let's get started.
All right, let's go.
And I'm here with Chris Beaner. Now, Chris, you were one of the designers for the Travato 59K. Can you tell me, this is different from the 59G, can you tell me what were some of the criteria you were trying to meet in designing this particular coach?
Certainly. The initial inspiration came actually looking at a passenger van that was surrounded by windows, and the openness of the van is what we were trying to bring into this floor plan. I noticed that most of the B vans on the market would use either a front or mid-coach bath.
It cuts off a whole lot of the cabin.
Absolutely. But in this case, we were trying to get away from that and create a feeling of spaciousness so that the typical American buyer would be a little more comfortable in such a small coach.
So what else? Twin beds in a B.
Yes, twin beds in a B. For the 59K, most of our buyers, the core is a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And for the K, we decided to optimize for just 2 people without having to make the compromises that you do to have additional sleeping and
So there's no dinette that has to convert into a bed or anything. You're just able to make beds.
Right. And in this case, when you don't have to convert, you can make better beds.
Right. So there's a lot of things that you've brought together to make this. It's open. It's designed for couples, and it's got a lot of the higher tech stuff than we see in a lot of the other B vans out there. Anything else that we should know?
Well, we went all out as far as supplying USB ports throughout the coach. I think we counted them up. There were 9 of them.
Yeah.
So we tried to make it as tech friendly as we could there. Likewise with the Bluetooth and the stereo system, outside speakers. Like I said, just really a coach optimized for the couple.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a good look at it, so here we go. Here we are having a look at the passenger side of the Travato.
Yeah, and this is the silver model. It's a lot more sedate than the red G
Yes.
that we reviewed last time.
Very much so.
Yeah.
That's actually a stainless steel panel across the bottom there. I kind of liked it.
Me too.
All right, so here I am looking at a jack for a solar panel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of solar panels, plug-in kinds lately. At the outdoor retailer show, we saw a ton.
A portable one, and that's an
Yeah.
easy way to add them. Also, there's a 12-volt and a TV coax jack and 120-volt power.
Okay.
So here I go up top. Now, this one did have solar, so we're going to get a look at that coming up
goody.
here.
There
it is. It's a 100-watt solar panel, but look at that box. There we go.
Room for 2 more, right? So you can get 3 panels up there.
Up to 300 watts, I think, or maybe even
Nice.
350. Now these they're weatherized. They're perfectly fine to be out. In fact, these were even filled with grease to prevent problems with with corrosion from the connections being out in the weather. So a weatherized, easily expandable solar system.
All right, and there's some other stuff.
Coleman Mach 8, a Max Air fan, and a King Jack TV antenna that you don't have to put up and down.
And don't forget the kayak rack.
The kayak rack.
Love it.
There, and there's you.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
so cute.
Hi, there I am in my fashionable glasses. Check those out.
We were in the
Look at me.
factory. We had to have the glasses.
Yeah.
So here we are on the back, standard 3,500-pound jack with a 4-pin wiring harness.
Okay.
And you did something here with the camera that was kind of odd, but I left it in because, that's the propane for a barbecue.
Okay.
But I left this thing in because people were concerned about the height of the Travato and where things are.
Right. That's why I wanted to film this. You could see the rear axle.
I actually put the camera on the ground.
Yeah.
And so there you go. There's the clearance picture from the back of the Travato.
That's a lot more clearance than my car.
Yeah. Later, I actually go under there with a tape measure.
Okay, so we'll check it out more.
Yeah, now this is something new that we did not see on the 59G. It's actually a black tank flush.
Okay.
So you can flush out your black tank. You won't have
good.
problems with buildup, that sort of thing.
Nice.
Now, they had been doing some tank testing on this, and that's why the cap's off. But here's the drains for the black and gray tank.
Okay.
Point of note, you do not need to run a macerator pump to drain this one.
Okay.
Now, that is the air intake and air exhaust for the Truma unit.
All right, now that's smaller.
It's smaller than the regular vents.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And it replaces both a water heater and a furnace.
Okay, and we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a storage for the sewer hose,
Okay.
the city fill and tank fill, moving a little further forward. This is very similar to the 59G. There's the propane fill, and this one was diesel. Look at that. There we go.
There's gas and DEF.
There we go.
Well, diesel and DEF.
There you go. You're learning.
Alliteration.
You're learning. All right, and if you're excited to see the diesel engine, sorry to disappoint you. There's not much to see. The entire thing is covered in plastic.
A whole lot of plastic, but we're not mechanics anyway. We wouldn't have known.
Yeah,
what we were
I'll
looking
stick
at.
to wood.
Yeah.
I don't do so well with engine repair.
Yes.
And so that's that.
Okay, moving on.
To the inside. So here we are, Steph. You're closing the screen door.
And this is one thing I wish we had in our current RV is a screen door.
Yeah,
We
and
don't.
this seems to be the same screen door from the 59G.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there's a trick to it. If you've heard that it's hard to do, you just have to put your hand in the right place and
Push it lower, yeah.
Yeah.
So try not to slide it with your hand up higher.
all right, controls here. That's for the awning. There's a GFI outlet, and then
The step. The step goes in
step
and out there.
and the battery cutoff.
Okay.
All right there.
There we are.
So now there's not a dinette
All right.
in this unit.
But if you've ever flown first class, you'll be very familiar with this. So
it's
the
like a
same
tray table.
concept. Yeah.
So it slides out of there and back in, and Steph leaned on it. There's one on the other side too that we will show, but we're going to show a couple other things first.
Okay.
Like
So-
in-floor storage.
And we saw a lot of this in Europe when we were checking out the European models.
Indeed, we did. In Europe, they were putting like wine bottles on the floor. I don't know if
Yeah.
you could do that there, but that's a fairly sizable storage compartment.
And there's another little tiny baby
storage compartment
right
around
there.
the corner.
What could you put there?
I don't know, but it's about 6 by 6 by 12, and
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah, well, storage is precious in these things. So.
Every half a cubic foot you can get.
Yeah, that's right.
So there we are with the over cab storage still there.
Okay.
The countertop in the Galley is Corian now.
Yeah, I like it. It's
Yep.
nice.
A nice 2-burner cooktop with electronic ignition.
Yep.
You actually went, when you hit the button and it did the little sparky thing.
I know, it surprised me.
So here's this the sink. It's not the hideaway sink, but we really liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. It had all these extra features in it. So it had the dish drainer, and that piece attaches to the backsplash. I like that.
For draining silver. And then that you could use like camp dishes.
Yeah, any help with storage and organization is appreciated in these small RVs. So it was nice.
Yep.
I liked it. All right.
Plenty of storage up in the
Yep.
Galley. That's about what we have now, actually, in Das Bus. 2
Yeah.
big cabinets right there.
Uh-huh. I just love the spacious feel, too. You got those big windows when you're working in the Galley.
And they didn't put a fan vent thing in there. They've got that nice piece of glass. They're required to have something there for fire code. Okay, now here's the other table. It's a bamboo thing. You could use it as a cutting board. It comes all the way out, as you just found out.
Right. Or it can be your little table.
There we go. So that's the now here I am with Russ. He's showing me that tube light. That's LED lighting, and it's got like a high and a low. And high is really bright, so don't look at it when you've got it on high there. Don't look at that.
Yeah, but I think the idea was this was also a workstation area, so
Right.
you might need bright lights.
And to that end, they've got there the USB ports and 120 volt outlet, as well as some light switches. One of them being for that LED tube.
Okay, and this one does have the convection
Indeed,
microwave.
it does.
So.
And there it is.
Yep.
Pretty standard RV model. And
Yeah.
here's a large drawer.
Yep,
Probably
and
fit pans.
yet another smaller one even below that. So yeah.
And then you found this just on your own because it was blowing air on you, but
Yeah.
that vent is part of the heating system. I promise we're getting to that.
And it surprised me because I didn't hear a thing and I
very
suddenly
quiet.
felt the air. It was very quiet.
Here's a refrigerator. Now this one does not use propane. It is strictly electric, NovaCool, compressor driven.
But it's pretty deep compared
Yeah.
to the one in the G.
Yeah.
So I think it was 4.3.
4.3 cubic feet.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are at the entertainment
Oh yeah,
system.
we like this. What was this one?
Stephanie, it's the Jensen JWM 990. It's the only RV wall mount stereo on the market to feature all digital connectivity as well as Bluetooth streaming audio. With weather band alerts, a remote control, and audio for up to 3 zones, the Jensen JWM 990 will take your RV AV experience to the next level. What?
You know what? I'm not even going to bite.
Back to the video then?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, but I did like the stereo. Now here I am showing the cabinets in, we'll call it the lounge area. Plenty of room in there for clothes, although I only ever usually get one cabinet when we travel.
No, actually, you get two.
Not
two.
I have to share it with the video equipment.
Okay, that's true.
Anyway, so up here by the head of the bed, and you're meant to sleep this way with your head up there. Those are USB outlets.
Yeah, and there was two on each side, and that's where I'm going to plug in my electronics and my iPad, my phone for sleeping.
And that's exactly why they put them there. We've all got stuff to charge. The
Yeah.
beds also do this thing. So this is another reason why you're meant to keep your heads at this end. They do this little prop-up thing with a pillow there. You'd be good to go to
they
watch
become sort of
TV.
like a chaise lounge, so you can pull the TV out.
And here, let me show this. You come up and look. That is a little pocket by each side of the bed.
So that's where you're going to store the electronics that are charging.
That-
And that looks familiar.
That's a Max Air fan. I used to have hair before this fan sucked it off. No, that's actually the same one we put in Das Bus when I remodeled.
Yep.
So
we like it.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
This is the interior for the Coleman Mach 8 air conditioner. This
Okay.
does not have a heat strip on it because there's an electric heating bit to the Truma.
Yeah.
But what this does have is you can close off the vents to the front and to the back.
Yeah, and
to
adjust
directional
accordingly.
heating.
Yeah.
Or cooling, I guess.
Yeah, that's convenient.
Oh, the bed!
Yes, I really like this. Now, what was this?
Well, Stephanie, it's the Froley Star Sleep System. Made up of a network of independent springs, the Froley Star system adds customizable support and comfort to your RV bed. And by elevating the mattress, it allows for airflow underneath, which helps with moisture management. That's the Star Sleep System by Froley.
Did you like the bed that much?
I was just excited to tell people about the benefits of the Froley Sleep System.
Okay.
Back to the video. Okay.
In spite of James's antics, the beds really were comfortable.
Okay, yes, they really were.
But we should point out that one is a little shorter than the other.
Just like 6 inches.
Yeah, so the one I'm on is, I think, 74 inches.
And I'm on an 80-inch bed.
Yeah, so taller person, you're on the passenger side.
So there's also in the lounge area, there's a TV, which I pulled out on an articulating arm.
Right, and I'm playing with that reading light. That was nice to have, right?
Yeah. There's one on each side. Now here's the storage underneath the bed.
Yes.
It's like stowaway size storage. You can almost fit in there. But it's only half the width of the bed, and we're going to show why here in just a moment, because there's stuff on the other side, like this. That is an alternate fill for the fresh water tank.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't want to use a city fill, or if you want to sanitize the tank, that's what you're going to use.
All right, so that's why that storage is narrow, even though there's a ton of it under that bed.
Yeah,
there's
it really
stuff
is long.
on the other side.
MCD shades.
Yeah, look at me. Only one tried at this
You are
time,
getting
folks.
better at the shades. But one place they don't have the shades is behind the galley.
Right.
And that's a code thing. They have to have a metallic kind of non-flammable thing there. So
Yep.
they're the blinds.
Yep, they were perfectly fine.
And now, moving on back toward the bathroom.
Okay.
With the rear bath and the doors on this, it was much more convenient to film it from the outside. So that's what we did. You wouldn't use it this way.
Well, maybe if you're boondocking, you could.
If you're backed up to the Grand Canyon, that'd be a heck of a view. Medicine cabinet there over the commode. Shower.
Shower. It's a wet bath, so yeah.
And the shower has a shutoff on the nozzle. And
and I love that it's just one handle. It's not two handles like ours.
so you can get the right temperature straight off without having to fill with the
And check out the sink.
kaboom drop down sink.
Yes.
So
Very creative.
yeah, it's all kind of plastic, so you don't have to worry about funk.
There's the drain back there.
I would
so it
hate to
funnels
drop
into-
something down that drain.
Yeah, so don't.
Words of advice from the Fit RV. There we are, putting it back.
Light switch.
Light switch.
Okay. It's very spacious in there, for a B, Class B.
There's the China toilet,
Okay.
and this nice touch, little
Waterproof toilet paper
So
holder.
since you'll be showing in that same space, you don't want to get the toilet paper wet.
Yep.
Now, on the other side,
Yeah, this is a nice big cabinet.
well, I got distracted first by the vent fan up top.
Yep.
Which you will need because you'll shower right where I'm standing. So
yeah.
there it is.
Yep. And now back to that wardrobe cabinet. It's very
Pretty big.
deep.
Those are just delivery items in there for the rack, but you see, I can get kind of my whole upper body in there.
Yeah.
And there we go. And below that, there are 3 drawers, which I believe I am about to open now. There's 1 and 2. And these are full extension. They travel all the way back. That's the shower curtain. We're going to show that
Okay.
here in just a moment.
Yeah.
Because you'll have to put that up in order to shower. And then...
Right.
Oh, you do not need the separate pump to drain the shower.
Good. Like in the G.
Right, and I'll
Okay.
show the reason for that when I go underneath.
Okay.
Here's the shower. It was really hard to get good video in here,
Yeah.
but this kind of gives you an idea, and I don't even know if I had that thing snapped in
It
there
just
right.
snaps all around.
Yeah, there are snaps. You snap in the shower, and then on the other side, like back into the turn to your left, James. Turn to your left.
There's
You're
the
not
floor.
going to do it.
Well,
there's the floor.
The floor gives you a good feel.
Anyway, you're going to want to make sure you do this. They put this on there. If you're using the bathroom facilities in any way, you probably don't want people opening the doors from the back.
Yeah, not a good surprise.
No. Now, here you are doing the test that we don't recommend anyone actually do.
Can you get up while driving and use the bathroom?
And you can, but don't do it. Now we're going to check out some mechanicals. So in this cabinet underneath the driver's side bed, that black thing sticking out, that's hose storage for the sewer hose.
Okay.
That is the water pump. It's a Sure Flow.
All right.
And there's a little filter on it there.
And a whole lot of wires back there.
Well, the wires are for this thing, which we're going to show right there.
And what is that?
It's the Truma Combi Air and Water Heater. At over 90% efficiency, this single unit provides both warm air and hot water using propane, electricity, or both. Warm your Travato with quiet multi-stage heat from 4 separate ducts, while the hot water tank with quick recovery reduces wait time and lets you shower longer. And it's all controlled through a digital control panel that allows time-adjustable settings for water and air temperature. This season, be more comfortable and use less fuel with the air and water heating system from Truma.
Okay, I give up. Are you getting paid for these or something?
No, actually I'm not. But if you're interested in paying me, give me a call.
Oh my.
Anyway, about the Truma, there's one of the vents. They actually put a vent in the bathroom.
Oh.
The Truma really does do all those things I said, actually. There's a winterization valve for it right there in that same cabinet. And it was on the entire time we were filming this review.
Yeah, and I didn't know it. It was very quiet.
Yeah. So now here we are at the wall of control panels. The top one there, obviously, is the solar charge controller. That one is the one-place monitoring thing, so it's generator start, stop, battery and tank levels, all on that one panel.
Nice. All right.
Next to that, on the left, is a remote switch for the propane.
Yeah.
This is interesting. This is an energy management system. So if you're plugged into like a 15 or 20 amp outlet, you can tell it that, and then it won't let you do stuff like turn on the air conditioning and the water heater at the same time and blow your electric circuit.
Oh, that'll be handy.
Yeah, a lot bigger topic in depth. And there is the control panel for the Truma, and it's the same one that the little silly thing showed.
Okay.
And like I said, we ran it the whole time, and it's super silent.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, now here I am getting ready to go underneath, and you notice I've got a tape measure, so hopefully this will put to rest the
height of
concerns.
things.
Yeah. So there are the two batteries.
Right, but you can see the rear axle, and they are above the rear
They're about
axle.
an inch above, and I'm going to measure it here, but I couldn't hold the measure, the tape measure, and the camera, and a light all in my hands at the same time, so the video of me measuring...
And I leave him on his own down there.
You did not climb under with me. So 7.5 inches I got to the bottom of the battery compartment.
Well, that's plenty, more than my car.
Yeah.
Tons more than a car.
7.5 inches, and you can see there quite plainly the axle is about an inch below.
Yeah.
And there I am measuring the axle, and it's 6.5.
Okay.
But you can see the generator is about just a centimeter below that.
Okay.
So people who are worried about, like, smacking into stuff with the battery, maybe that's not something to be concerned about.
Yeah.
But think about your takeoff angle when you tip the front end of the vehicle up. Just be mindful.
Okay.
This is something interesting. That's the overflow tube for the freshwater filter. They put a screen on it to keep critters out. I like that.
Oh, I really like that.
Yeah, you don't want critters in your water. There's the generator, like I said, about a centimeter below.
Okay.
Now here I'm showing the plumbing out of the gray tank. Look at that. See that little rubbery thing? That's like a Fernco, flexible. I like that.
Really?
Because you don't have to cut PVC pipe and try to solvent weld it together if something goes wrong. There's one on the black tank
Easier
too.
to work with, I guess.
Yeah. Now, one thing that we haven't seen underneath the van, guess what that is?
I know.
It's water lines. No water lines. I'm not saying there aren't any. I wasn't able to find any underneath this van. They're not marketing it as a 4-season unit just to be on the safe side.
Right. I think they all have to be careful with saying that.
And here's another thing that helps with that. That's actually a waterless trap for the shower drain. So that, they don't have to do that thing with the pump, and there's no water in it, so it doesn't freeze. And also you can see the sonar, their non-probe tank level indicators.
Okay.
And here is the drains, if you want to drain your freshwater
Yeah.
tank and your hot and cold lines. That's
Okay.
where you do
Easily
it.
accessible.
Now, we've looked at both models of the
We
Travato
have.
now.
Oh, and
this, go ahead.
is a new color scheme. I love the dark countertop and the red. Loved the feel of this one inside.
Yeah, we saw this one on the line there, so you can get it in either color scheme.
Uh-huh.
And which model of the Travato you might want, I guess?
It's just kind of a preference thing, how you're going to use it, and
Yeah, if you're a couple and you're looking for no compromises couple thing, go with the K.
right. But for us, bike storage would be great
In the G. So that's going to do it for now. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that's another one in the can.
Yay, we're done.
All right.
So how do you do that anyway with those voices?
I don't know. It's easy. I can do it with anything. Watch. Made with equal parts beauty and compassion, Wife is the perfect accessory for your active outdoor RV adventure.
Honey.